Hi, today is Monday, August 18th, 2025. So we usually used to say that summer is over after August 15th, our Independence Day. The temperatures drop suddenly and the water temperatures also drop to a lukewarm temperatures, so that all the beaches used to be closed by August 15th, but due to the climate change, I think they will stay open until 1 month later. So, but officially, the summer is over and our sky is overcast at the moment in the Gangnam district of Seoul. I'm going to read this interesting article that I stored yesterday by the subject, right? I don't know the content, but let's delve in. I would like to practice English by reading an English article each day on a daily basis. And yesterday, someone mentioned MP materials to me, and she said she earned 20%. The stock that she bought is about 20% higher than the price she bought the stocks at. So let's find out many things about MP materials. This article is from BBC, and the title is U.S. Government to Invest in Rare Earths Production. This article was written on July 10th, 2025 by Jonathan Josephs, business reporter, BBC News. Jonathan Josephs. The U.S. government is to become the biggest shareholder in the country's only operational rare earths mine. It is also going to take a series of other steps to underpin the future of the operation in Mountain Pass, California. Rare earths are essential to huge amounts of modern technology, such as electric cars and wind turbines. Access to these metals has been at the heart of a U.S.-China trade war, with Beijing controlling about 90% of global processing capacity. MP Materials, which owns the mine, has entered into an agreement with the U.S. Department of Defense that is designed to reduce America's dependency on imports of rare earths. The deal means that for the next 10 years, the U.S. government will commit to MP Materials receiving a minimum price of $110 per kilogram for its neodymium and praseodymium output. Okay, the deal means that for the next 10 years, the U.S. government will commit to MP Materials receiving a minimum price of $110 per kilogram for its neodymium and praseodymium output. These are two of the most in demand of the 17 different rare earths for the global economy. They are crucial for making permanent magnets, which are found in everything from smartphones to MRI scanners and electric motors. The move follows concerns that China has used its near total control of the industry to push prices down and force companies in other countries out of business. China is home to about 70% of the world's rare earth mining and 90% of the refining capacity as a result of years of government support for the industry. Under the agreement, MP Materials will build a new U.S. facility to increase how much of the raw materials from the mine it can turn into usable products. Okay, let me go over this phrase one more time. Under the agreement, MP Materials will build a new U.S. facility to increase how much of the raw materials from the mine it can turn into usable products. Okay, so they're going to size the capacity of MP materials, right? To see how much materials from the mine it can turn into usable products. To check out the material density or feasibility, and also the capacity of processing. The location is still to be decided, but the company says it will serve both defense and commercial customers. Much of this will be funded by the Department of Defense buying $400 million of newly created shares. This initiative marks a decisive action by the Trump administration to accelerate American supply chain independence, said MP Materials founder and chief executive James Litinsky. Until now, Shenghe Resources, a company partly owned by the Chinese government, has been one of MP Materials' largest shareholders. Shenghe had been the sole customer for the output of the California mine, which meant that its rare earths were being sent to China for refining. Earlier this year, MP Materials said that it would stop doing this because of the huge 125% tariffs that China imposed on U.S. goods in response to the 145% tariffs President Trump had imposed on Chinese imports. It added that tariffs meant sending its output to China was neither commercially viable nor in alignment with America's national interests. That position hasn't changed since the tariffs were reduced. Trump delays tariffs as the rest of the world plays hardball. U.S. hopes to agree U.S. tariff deal in coming days. Rare earths have been at the heart of efforts to repair U.S.-China trade relationship that has deteriorated since President Trump returned to the White House. Increased tariffs led Beijing to impose a new export licensing regime that severely limited how much of these materials was reaching American manufacturers. An agreement to improve that access in exchange for lifting some of the U.S.-owned export restriction in other areas was at the heart of recent trade talks between the world's two largest economies in London and Geneva. Despite that commitment, the U.S. complained that it has not been implemented fast enough. In the long term, domestic supplies are the U.S.'s best bet on increasing access to the rare earths, which are crucial to the manufacturing that is at the heart of Trump's economic vision for the economy. China's export controls have also led to criticism in Europe, with the European Parliament voting in favor of a resolution that called Beijing's controls unjustified and intended to be coercive. I don't think so. It's just a business, right? They also urged the European Commission to speed up the implementation of the Critical Raw Materials Act, which came into force last year and is designed to reduce Europe's reliance on imports. On a visit to Germany last week, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi downplayed these concerns, saying it was his country's sovereign right, as well as being common practice to control exports of goods that have both commercial as well as military uses. Yeah, that's my understanding too. So negotiations through dialogue and diplomacy is the key to handling this kind of situation. So rare earth material, right? Rare earth material. The U.S. will have 400 million new shares of the MP materials, and they are going to build a facility to see how much it can process the salt mine in California. The mine's name is what? It starts with M, right? Let's see, California Defense. If we go back, there are two materials. It produces two materials: MRI scanners and electric motors. Right. China, Shenghe used to be the largest shareholder of the company, but now the U.S. government is the largest shareholder of the company, which is good, right? China is a home to about 70% of the world's rare earth mining and 90% of refining capacity as a result of years of government support for the industry. Well, that's it. I could not find the name of the mine of the MP materials. Maybe in the later article that I'm going to read soon. Thanks for listening. Have a great Monday. Bye-bye.